Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. Today I will presentation my assignment pemodelan sistem and metode kuantitatif for my lecture Dr. Hijrah Saputra. My name Harinur, class 11A from University Logistics and Business International. We have a case study, supply chain network design of PT Indofood Sukses Makmur. The background, PT Indofood Sukses Makmur, commonly known as Indofood, is one of the largest food manufacturing companies in Indonesia. Indofood has a diversified product portfolio, including instant noodles, dairy products, snacks, food seasoning, and beverage. It also has a significant distribution network across the country to meet the needs of its consumers. Given Indonesia's geographic challenge with over 17,000 islands, designing an effective supply chain network is crucial for Indofood to minimize costs and maximize customer satisfaction. Problem statement: Indofood is currently facing increased demand in the eastern region of Indonesia. However, their existing distribution network is struggling with timely deliveries due to long lead times, high logistic costs, and limited local manufacturing capabilities. The company is considering options to optimize its supply chain network to improve efficiently and meet rising demand. The task as a supply chain analyst, we are asked to evaluate in the food current supply chain network and propose and optimize design. The key consideration include it have 4 points. The first, facility location, determine whether to set up a new manufacturing plant or a distribution center in eastern region. Second, transportation mode, choose an appropriate transportation mode for delivering product from Java, where the main production facility are located, to eastern region. Cost analysis, conduct a cost analysis comparing the existing network versus proposed optimized network. And the last, risk assessment, identify potential risks and mitigation strategies in implementing to the new design. Uh, Dr. Hijrah have 5 questions for us. I will describe one by one. The background, based on PT Indofood annual report, is as consistently grown over the last 4 years from 2021 until 2024. The annual report are availability at their website, in indofoodcbp.com. Based on the sales netto 2021 and 2024, every year increase 10% until 14%. We can see the table, graphic table. And the question number one, what factors should be considered when deciding to establish the new manufacturing plant or direct distribution center in the eastern region? Indofood maintains a very strong dominance outside of Java, including Eastern Indonesia, in nationally consistently around 70% until 75%. In Eastern Indonesia, estimate to be higher, 75% until 80%. To the greater depends on established brands top of mind in areas with difficult logistics access. When deciding between building a manufacturing plant or distribution center, the following factors are crucial. I already described 4 points. I will explain one by one about it. The first, demand volume. The meaning, the company must calculate whether the amount of instant noodle processed by residents in Eastern Indonesia is sufficient. In the logic, building a manufacturing plants requires very high operational costs actually, like electricity, machinery, and employee salaries. If demand there is still low, is it cheaper to ship finished goods from Java than to force the construction of a plant that will not be fully utilized? And the second, to the raw materials availability. The meaning instant noodles are made from wheat flour in the food as a Bogasari division in Java. In the logic, if a factory built in Papua, but the wheat and the flour still have to be shipped from Java, then cost saving will be insignificant. The strategy evaluates whether raw materials are available locally or whether they will add to existing logistic burden. And the third point, local infrastructure, meaning assessing the readiness of supporting facilities in the destination areas. And the logic factories need a stable electricity supply and abundant water. In addition, they need adequate ports so that transport ships can dock efficiently. If this infrastructure is not ready, the cost of providing it independently will be heavy burden on the company. And the last point, logistic costs and production costs. The meaning, making a simple mathematical comparison between two options. And the logic, option one, ship instant noodle from Java. High shipping costs because the goods are light but take up space. Option B, ship raw materials and process them at a local factory. Raw material shipping costs may be cheaper, but their factory operating costs at the new location. Management will choose the option that result in the lowest total cost so that the selling price of the noodles to consumer remains low. Okay. The next, number two, based on demand and cost analysis, which option is more feasible for Indofood? A new manufacturing plant or a new distribution center? I am inclined to establish distribution center based on the following consideration. Why choose distribution center? I recommend build the distribution center or large warehouse rather than a factory because we described 3 points. The first, DC lower investment. Building a warehouse is much cheaper and faster than building a complex manufacturing factory. Second, delivery efficiency if used DC. Indofood can ship instant noodle in the large quantities by sea. A cheaper method to the central point in the east, like a Makassar. The last lead time solution with stock already on standby in warehouse. In the eastern region, product can reach consumed faster than without having to wait weeks for delivery from Java. My conclusion, this strategy aims to enable Indofood to efficiently meet the increased demand in eastern Indonesia, reduce logistic costs, and ensure that products are always available on store shelf and affordable price. Next, the question number two. Which transportation modes should Indofood consider for delivering product to the eastern region and why? Recommended transportation modes given Indonesia is archipelago geography. Its transportation strategy is divided into two stages. The first stage, sea freight, used for the inter-island shipment from production center in Java hubs in the east such as Makassar or Bitung, as it is most cost-effective method for large volumes. Step 2, land transportation or trucking, used for last mile distribution from regional distribution centers to retail stores or market within an island. And question number 4, perform a cost-benefit analysis comparing the existing network versus the proposed network design. A cost-benefit analysis, a comparison between the old system and proposed system shows long-term benefits. I described for 5 points. The first point, logistic costs in existing high due frequency, and ineffective long-distance delivers. For the new network design, logistic costs will be decreased because to bulk shipment consolidation. For lead time, in existing, lead time long, which often result in out-of-stock situation in the market. For new purpose, lead time shorter because stock keep closer to consumer. And the third point, investment costs for existing investment low, as no new facilities are being built. But for purpose network, moderate, including warehouse construction or rental and inventory management costs. So the cost no more high. Fourth point, customer satisfaction. For existing, limited due the product delivers delays. And the proposed network design, customer satisfaction significantly increased due to the consistent product availability in the eastern area. Last point, primary mode of transportation. For existing, often use small containers or partial shipment directly to multiple points. And the next proposed network design for primary mode transportation, bulk shipment use the large container ship from Java to East DC. So for primary transportation in bulk shipment is very cheap and significant cheaper than existing. My conclusion, by establishing a distribution center in the food can balance reasonable investment costs with improved customer service through faster product availability in Eastern Indonesia. Last question, identify and explain potential risks in implementing the new supply chain design and provide strategies to mitigate these risks. Distribution center development risk analysis. The following are potential risks and mitigation strategies that need to be considered. Same answer number 4. For risk analysis, we describe 5 points also. The first risk analysis, logistical and geographical risk. My prediction, extreme weather condition. Shipment from Java to eastern region are highly dependent on the sea transportation. Bad weather at the sea can hamper the supply of stock of DC, resulting in stock shortage. My mitigation, implement a higher safety stock policy in regional DC warehouses to anticipate ship delays. The second risk analysis, operational and infrastructure risk. My prediction, local infrastructure quality, limited port facilities or road access in eastern regions can hamper loading and unloading process and last mile delivery. My mitigation, conduct a survey of location with the close access to major ports and collaborate with local logistic vendor who understand the train. Third risk analysis, inventory management risk, damage or expires goods. Instant noodles have a limited shelf life. If stock management at the DC is ineffective, the risk of product being damaged or expiring before they are sold will increase. My mitigation use the strict FIFO, first in and first out system, and technology-based inventory monitoring system or ERP to monitor goods turnover in the real time. The fourth risk analysis, demand assembly risk, forecasting accurate demand in the region of Sulawesi, Maluku, and Papua may be volatile. Forecasting error can be lead to stockpiling, increased warehouse costs, or stock shortage, lost sales potential. My mitigation about demand uncertainty risk, integrate sales data from local retailers in the eastern region directly into the central system to obtain more accurate demand forecast. The last risk analysis, risk of increased operational costs. My prediction, energy and labor costs. Warehouse operating costs in the remote areas may be higher than in Java due to limited resource. My mitigation, conduct regular cost-benefit analysis to ensure DC efficient remains higher than if the previous delivery pattern were maintained. Thank you. That's all my answer. I hope they are useful for all of us. Thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.